Canada got a new prime minister. Hello, welcome to True Crime in Real Time. Sunday evening.
Yeah. Because we saw that list of Diddy names and we were like, we got to talk about this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Other things are important also, but that's kind of important. How you doing? Happy faces, Cat K?
Cat K, happy faces.
Our favorites, some of our favorites.
Thanks. We got an update on Gene Hackman.
Yeah, we found out what happened to Gene Hackman and his wife, and it's tragic and sad. And I'll be honest that I didn't know anything about hantavirus.
Yeah, neither did I.
I actually didn't know that. Like, I guess in my life or whatever, I haven't lived, like, I grew up in Alaska, so we don't have rats or whatever. We don't have whatever that issue was. So I never would have thought about it, but we do have rats and mice and all those rodents and stuff here in Idaho. So I had no idea, not that I have run into an infestation of anything, but that's pretty gross. Hey, Doug.
You know what I found interesting that it don't affect dogs.
What was that?
It don't affect dogs, animals. The hantavirus.
Yeah, that's wild. Oh, and the dog survived, right? Because the dog died like not naturally, or did the dog survive? What was the dog's name?
No, there was two dogs outside. I think they had a doggy door they were going in and out with. There was one dog that was in a crate because it was injured or it was sick, and that's the one that passed.
We talked about that, right? Because the other dogs that dog had been sick, and his wife, whose name I'm forgetting briefly, remind me of her name.
Betsy
Arakawa. So her first name, I remembered her last name. So Ms. Arakawa, or
something like that.
Yeah, Betsy.
I'm definitely not going to pronounce it any better.
Look, I'm pretty sure I'm right. It's not that.
You're right on. That's what I'm saying.
But I think that the whole situation thing, like she was picking up a different dog, or that dog maybe was kenneled because it had been sick and needed to be. But it also sounded like the other dogs were kenneled outside of the home. Did you see that as well? Anybody else?
I don't know. I thought I said, why were the dogs left outside for like nobody noticed that? And they said, no, there's a doggy. Someone told me there was a doggy door. So I don't.
Oh.
I heard that. I can't swear to it. Well,
Quincy can't be trusted, or else I'd have a doggy door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just joking. Yeah. No. I'm glad that they figured that out, and then I also thought it was like the whole thing is kind of tragic, and I found the news clip about it. If y'all are ready, you want to
roll the video.
Roll the tape. Let's see if I can even pull it up now. What's going on my computer? Sometimes I can kick myself out of StreamYard, and we don't want to do that, you know?
I got a bunch of dates here, too.
You got a bunch of what?
Dates.
What kind of dates?
Like February 9th, she picked the dog up from the vet.
You have all the dates.
On February 9th. What else do I have? February 11th, she was seen at CVS wearing a mask. February 17th is when the pacemaker went off, stopped.
Okay.
Yeah. What else? So that's, I think, and they're saying, and then I heard that she wrote a suicide note. I heard that today.
Yeah, that part's wild to me. That part is wild because I don't think I mean it's weird, right? Like does she what kind of symptoms, what are the symptoms of hantavirus? Should we find that out? I wonder if you start to hallucinate or like
I heard it's like I don't know if it's like the flu or something like that, they said.
Oh yeah, it's fluid in the lungs, so it's got to feel like pneumonia a little bit.
Yeah, but,
and I don't know if you realized you have that and are like dying from it until you're like dying from it.
Yeah, exactly. They said none of the pills, she didn't have any pills in her like she overdosed because they said there were a bunch of pills around.
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of assumptions about what happened there. I personally did because I made assumptions, but I just kind of thought, yeah, like a flu, exactly, happy faces. But I kind of was just thinking, like, what if it causes, like, if I think pneumonia does cause that. I think you could have, like, you're so dehydrated, you could hallucinate. Like, I mean, what's not to be interjecting, or like it's none of my damn business what's written on somebody's suicide note, right? But I mean, like, does it make sense? Is it clear? Is it like fact, like written, like it sounds like it comes from Betsy?
Well, I seen on the same video, I seen a bunch of other crazy speculation that I really don't even want to bring up because I don't know how true it is.
Yeah,
like
I hear that.
Tunnels and documents and dead bodies and all stuff that I
speculation.
Yeah, I would think it's speculation. But I seen it. But
let's check out this video. We will get back to that.
The grim discovery in Gene Hackman's Santa Fe home, the Hollywood legend's death shrouded in mystery until now.
He had significant heart disease, and I think ultimately that is what resulted in his death.
The bodies of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, were found on February 26th after a 911 call.
Are they moving at all?
No, dude, they're not moving. Just send somebody out here really quick.
Both long dead. Arakawa, however, had been dead a full week before her husband died.
Autopsy examination.
Officials say the 95-year-old may not have known.
I can tell you that he was in an advanced state of Alzheimer's, and it's quite possible that he was not aware that she was deceased.
Arakawa, however, succumbed to a surprising infection.
Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome.
Hantavirus is excreted in the urine and feces of some rodents, particularly deer mice. Humans can accidentally inhale the virus, which can be fatal.
The type of hantavirus that we see in North America can cause a very significant pulmonary disease. And in fact, the lungs can be damaged and fill up with fluids.
Hantavirus is rare, but in Canada, it has periodically popped up.
We have a roughly around 10 cases per year in the country-ish, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. A lot of the cases would be in Western Canada or in more rural settings.
In Santa Fe, answers at last for the Hackman family.
It's open. Come in.
A screen star who shone so bright.
I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners.
In his final years, dimmed by Alzheimer's and eventually a tragic end. Hackman and Arakawa were deeply involved in the arts community in Santa Fe, but as Hackman's health deteriorated, they really spent more time secluded in the family home.
And Katie, hantavirus infections, they may be rare in this country, but what can we do to minimize the risk?
Well, Dr. Isaac Bogosh says if you're going to clean out an attic, a garage, a cottage in the woods, any place where there might have been a rodent infestation, you should mask up with appropriate gear. So the federal government says that would be a high-efficiency particulate air or HEPA-filtered respirator. You should wear rubber gloves or plastic gloves, and don't sweep or vacuum rodent droppings. Spray them instead with disinfectant or a mixture of water and bleach, and just let that sit for a while, then mop it up. And always, always wash your hands after a job like that.
Good information. Katie Nicholson in Toronto.
Yeah. I liked that video because I like the thanks, Rich. Yeah. Yes. Hi, Mr. Mandela and Ducky and Reach and Cat K and Happy Faces. I see everybody in chat
Full
already.
house.
I looked at a video and I came back and everybody's in there. Hey, y'all. That video, that little clip right there was so informative to me, just the end part, because I was like, oh man, I'd like to know those things. And we don't, like, we did not have rats here until the last few years, and people moving here are just the way the world works. There are rats here now. And that sort of stuff scares me, even though it sounded like there's been less than 1,000 cases of it ever. Is that real?
I have the New Mexico stats.
Oh, tell me more.
In New Mexico, it's about 1 to 7 cases each year.
Oh, okay.
136 infections over the last 50 years. It's 40% fatal, and there was 5 cases in the 2024.
Okay, that's not. So that was a lot then, right? If it was normally 1 a year, then last year was 5?
1 to 7, they said so.
Oh, okay, all right. All right.
I thought that was all right. What?
Yeah, I would have expected them to have regular nurse Ducky because of, I think that being an older woman and taking care of a man that age with Alzheimer's is probably a lot of work. Heck of a lot of work in a house that size. Did you see how big that house was? When they went over it in like a helicopter or drone or whatever, when they went over it, it looks like it's palatial. It's quite big. So I thought, like, you know, if you were could you imagine 2 people there with 3 dogs and trying to take care of each other? Because I thought it was the saddest part that he lived past her passing away.
And everybody's like, oh, what did he die from? He had Alzheimer's, you know, he had a bad heart. I mean, 95 is pretty much, just say 95.
I know. That's what I thought too. I was like, I'm just going to go with old age. I mean, that's incredible. 95 is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, God bless.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
I'll sign up for it right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'll have what he's having. Wild stuff too. Like there was some weird stuff in the news this week other than the Diddy list. I know we're gonna get to it, but like there was little things that I hadn't noticed, and one was this case about the Olympian. Had you seen that? Did we miss it because it's a Canadian news thing? I mean, the giant slalom FBI case looks huge. There's a ton of people. There were a ton of people arrested.
Yeah, no, it looked real interesting when you showed it to me.
Yeah, like I was kind of blown away. Anybody in chat hear about this case about the Olympian here? Because this is crazy to me. Ryan James' wedding.
The skier with a lot of snow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did. When I was looking up videos about it, I was like, how come we didn't hear about this? Everything was 3 and 4 months old when they made the first announcement. They must have done a sweep, Eric, like that case that you're following where they had like 8 people, then 10 people, then there was 11 or 12 people, and they kept adding people to the list. Who else is out there? But like, I think that they got arrested a whole bunch of people, and that was probably like the beginning.
Was it Rico?
Well, let's see here. This guy wanted by the FBI.
Like, that
He's
case
certainly
like that
wanted
Rico,
for there's definitely Rico in here. There's definitely charges in here that can go towards a Rico charge. He's wanted for conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute controlled substances, conspiracy to export cocaine, which is new. Oh, I guess it's from Canada. I was like, out of here? Okay.
I'm saying is like Rico. Do they do Rico in Canada, or is Rico an American thing?
This is an FBI thing. So this is an FBI charge. Just because he's Canadian doesn't mean the FBI can't arrest him in the United States.
But American FBI would work in Canada? I don't know. How does that work?
Yeah. Well, if he stayed in Canada.
Like in England, they have Scotland Yard, right?
Right. I mean, It's
We
not
got
like
the KGB in Russia.
you're not immune to American law living in Canada unless they missed that somehow.
He was caught in America. Is that...
He hasn't been arrested yet. No, I'm saying he is on the list. Let me pull that up. I'll pull that one up too, because he has not been arrested yet. This is
pull it up. I want to react. I want to react to this because I haven't. I just seen what you showed me and I didn't watch it.
I might have blown this like new. This is new for Eric. I just pulled it up today and I started watching it and I was like, this is kind of wild. And I have a lot of videos and I found a couple cool videos from really small creators. And I'm not going to share them today because I want you to go look for them, or I will share them in I'll add them in the description here from some of the cool videos I saw from people who only have like 40 or 50 views, because I don't want, you know what I mean? I don't want to share it in our show and then it not get the views, because that's, better way to do it. But I got this cool one about how an American athlete became a brutal billion-dollar drug lord. You guys want to watch it?
You remember Molly Bloom?
No, that was like 2 years ago. I'm right.
No, she was a skier. It was like 12 years ago, and she like.
Oh no, I don't remember.
A gambling ring. Her brother was Orlando Bloom. They were both like almost like Olympic skiers, and she got hurt. She opened up a gambling ring.
Oh,
it's a great movie. Yeah, true story too.
Interesting. We also have, did anybody else see that somebody got murdered? I was going to say murdered. Somebody got killed by a firing squad.
Oh, yeah.
Time in like a long time in history. I got a video on that. We'll watch that too. But I was like blown away. My mind was just absolutely blown away. Okay, here's the video for this guy.
Yeah. Rugs are one of my favorite genre.
Let's see here if I can show it correctly. Yeah, let's check this out.
This guy looks pretty Canadian. And this is how the world saw Ryan Wedding at the 2002 Winter Olympic Games.
Really Canadian
enjoying the cold, loving the snow, wearing the red and white of Team Canada. Flash forward to today, though, and the clean-cut Olympic athlete is gone. Now accused of cutting an entirely different sort of powder and rolling in a different kind of snow. His astonishing downhill slide leaves him fingered by the U.S. government as the top dog in a brutal billion-dollar drug syndicate that's protected by Mexico's notorious Sinaloa cartel and free-riding contract killers who unleashed an avalanche of violence. He is also, the U.S. Department of Justice announced this week, a most wanted fugitive with a $50,000 bounty on his head. The mob reporter here with the inside story of the rough ride of Ryan Wedding, now a drug lord, if authorities have it right, with a most unorthodox past.
I know,
and how he and his pack of pals put it together and pulled it off. Oh, this is a good one. Let me tell you about it.
Tell us about it.
I know, I love it.
Here's what the U.S. Department of Justice unveiled at a splashy news conference in Los Angeles on October 17, 2024, naming 16 men as the Ryan Wedding Syndicate. Here, let me fix this for you. Oh yeah, that's much better. I don't think you'll see this anywhere else. This is Ryan Wedding and his alleged right-hand man, and those accused in court of being his logistics teams, distributors, hitmen, and more. Now let's put this in context. Prosecutors say this syndicate was moving 60 tons of cocaine a year. That's 120,000 pounds, or almost 55,000 kilos. That's an astonishing average of 150 kilos a day. A veritable mountain of snow. The U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California said it was $1 billion enterprise, and that's certainly more than what an Olympian makes for being on a cereal box. The network was transnational. Wedding had moved to Mexico, where he allegedly arranged for cocaine from Colombia to be smuggled into the United States. There it was stored in stash houses around Los Angeles until truckers hauled it north to Canada. The man at the top of the mountain, authorities say, is the 43-year-old, 6'3" Ryan Wedding. Wedding was born in Canada in Thunder Bay, a city that sure gets its share of snow. His grandparents ran a ski hill there, and that's likely where he fell in love with snowboarding. He then moved to Canada's west coast. Wedding had been a member of the Canadian national snowboard team since 1995, but the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City in 2002 was the first time he made the Olympic team. He was stoked for it, but came a disappointing 24th out of 32 competitors in the men's parallel giant slalom. Things seemed to have gone downhill from there. Wedding's next headline, while he was gearing up for a run to make the 2010 Olympics, was alarming. Olympian charged in cocaine conspiracy. Wedding had been arrested in California in 2008. He was easier to catch back then. He was pinched at a San Diego hotel 3 days after flying in from Vancouver to buy 24 kilos of coke. The man he was cutting his deal with was an FBI informant. He told the judge he was ashamed he betrayed the Olympic spirit. I guess I lost my way, he said. Prison wasn't a course correction, authorities say. In 2015, he made more headlines. By then, he had moved to Montreal, where he was named in a large-scale cocaine smuggling conspiracy. The case was alarming because among those arrested was a Canadian Air Force employee who had access to restricted areas of Canada's largest airbase on the East Coast. Also arrested was a member of Canada's Coast Guard who was serving aboard a patrol vessel. The conspiracy in that Canadian probe, codenamed Project Harrington, stands out not only for its strange cast of characters, but also for how many of them have been murdered. That was almost 10 years ago, and Wedding hasn't been seen in Canada since.
Oh.
He had moved to Mexico, where he had direct ties to the Sinaloa cartel through a spouse, authorities say. Wedding has 18 listed aliases. Some were fake names such as Jesse King. Some were nicknames like Giant, Public Enemy, and El Jefe, which is Spanish for the boss. Others listed are surely just usernames for encrypted phone apps, including Threema, their favorite. Wedding's right-hand man, authorities allege, was Andrew Clark, 34, from Toronto, another Canadian who joined Wedding in Mexico. That's where Clark was arrested this week by Mexican authorities. Clark has 17 aliases, including the Dictator and El Niño Problemático, Spanish for the problem child. Wedding and Clark, according to the indictment filed in court, directed the syndicate together. The pair also face charges for 4 murders and an attempted murder. He's accused of ordering hits over underworld rips. Prosecutors say it includes a high-profile shooting last year when a husband and wife were killed in their home outside Toronto, with their daughter a shock survivor, despite being shot 13 times.
Whoa!
Authorities allege Wedding was behind it, ordering the attack in retaliation for a stolen drug shipment, but the gangsters got it all wrong and shot innocent people by mistake. Another hit came April 1st, an execution-style murder in Niagara Falls that was also big local news. U.S. prosecutors allege it was ordered by Clark and carried out by this guy, Malik Damian Cunningham, known by the nickname Mr. Perfect. He was arrested this week in Toronto.
Oh my goodness.
So I guess that's 4 funerals and a wedding. Now here is precisely how prosecutors allege the drug ring worked. Their transportation hub was run from Canada by Hardeep Rat, known as Diamond, and Gurpreet Singh, known as Farmer, both from Brampton, northwest
We need a
of
movie
Toronto.
with all these names.
I know.
Their stash houses in LA were run by these 3 guys. And these 3 allegedly shuttled between various stash houses, gathering together the specific loads when ordered by Wedding or Clark, and passing them on to the next link in
These
the
guys
chain.
might have did the Idaho 4.
When Wedding or Clark had a load ready to move, according to the indictment, Rath and Singh sent down 2 men to help move it. Rahim Ibragimov, known as the Russian,
gotta
and
see this.
Gennady Bilanov, known as John. Among the truck drivers arriving from Canada was this pair. Now, to secure all these moving parts, they used a gangland form of 2-factor authentication to confirm identities all along the transportation chain. They would text a photo of a banknote that shows its serial number to the next link in the chain, and the transfer wouldn't happen unless the guy showed that very bill to the person he was meeting. They called these banknote numbers tokens, and tokens were needed to unlock each stage of the deal. Sometimes police intercepted their loads, and we see some of these seizures here. What the movers didn't know was that at the start of this year, their network had been infiltrated by a confidential source working for the FBI. The snitch inserted himself right at the heart of the token trading used to make all arrangements. That allowed the FBI to penetrate and intercept their encrypted chats. Now, if this is starting to sound familiar, this is exactly the same playbook I told you about in February, about a different smuggling ring who worked the exact same way and were busted the exact same way. That's in my episode on Operation Dead Hand and the secret snitch that brought down the narcos, which I'll link to. It might well have been the same snitch pulling off both these operations, seemingly flawlessly. The Olympian wasn't the only surprising person indicted. One was on the other coast of America. The FBI raided a lavish Florida mansion in a waterfront suburb of Miami. It was a noisy affair, waking neighbors and attracting local news reports the day before the big operation was announced. The mansion, incidentally, was previously owned by DJ Khaled. You can see it's downright palatial.
I believe it.
At the mansion, the FBI was after another Canadian, one who has been living in Florida for years, a music producer named Naim Jorge Bonilla, who also owns a popular South Beach restaurant. Now here's the deal with Bonilla. Authorities allege he distributed cocaine for Wedding and Clark, who gave him 12 kilos. Bonilla paid for 7 on delivery and was to pay the remaining 5 later. When he was slow to pay, though, Wedding and Clark threatened to kill Bonilla's mother, the indictment says. Bonilla then sent a driver to Laval, Quebec, to swap 20 kilos of meth as payment for the last 3 kilos of cocaine he still owed. Ryan Wedding's past Olympic event inspired the FBI's code name for their probe. They called it Operation Giant Slalom. Someone in the FBI even made an amusing logo for it, playfully suggesting Wedding was at the finish line. But so far, he's still got big air, without a wipeout or yard sale in sight. Please remember that an indictment contains allegations only and has not yet been tested in court. None of the accused have had an opportunity to defend themselves in court. Please tap the thanks button to leave me a tip and give this video a like and leave a comment. That helps juice the algorithm. And please...
Yeah, don't forget.
Sophie, you think Wedding texted me the other day?
Maybe.
Maybe it was Wedding.
Possibly. This guy's wild. I mean, like...
He's pretty badass.
He's like... Interesting perspective. I think he... I mean, that's incredible, right? He went. That's like this has got to be this is totally like those movies. It's like all the movies like you see with Johnny Depp.
It was intelligent. It was like
well, look at his difference and his everything changed, and he was like, yeah. Ducky said, "What if this gets tied to Diddy?" And I'm like, oh,
yeah. Well, you got DJ Khaled and Jorge Bonilla. I wrote those names down. Maybe they're on the list. They might be on the list.
I think he is on the list. I thought it was Khalid.
Oh, Khaled probably definitely, but I was wondering about Jorge Bonilla.
Yeah.
He did have 17 kilos.
Well, yeah, that is insanity, right? That's insane. When they were showing that warehouse, was that cash or do you think that was just drugs? Is that the amount 17 kilos would look like? Like that is insane.
With that big stack? No, that was about like 100 kilos.
Okay.
The one where it was like a bunch of stacks across the screen?
Yeah, the one where they were showing like a aerial view inside of a warehouse, looking down at stacks of stuff. Like how many? That's a lot more than that. Even I don't really know. You see drugs like that wrapped up in things, and you can't see anything at all. And they're like, "This is 100 pounds," but it's like a paper on flat on the TV screen. I can't tell how much it weighs.
I mean, that's not going to one town. That's going to like across the country. I mean, that's supplying everybody, Canada, everywhere.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that story was just absolutely crazy to me. Like the amount of people involved and all their like logistics to get to all the places and his like wild, wacky trips to other countries.
He turned into a cold-blooded like psycho. He was killing people. And
it sounded like he murdered those people, right?
Yeah,
he never went back again. Just so happened those people are dead. So He's just not there. We're guessing Mexico. What do you guys think? I'm guessing I say we.
Yeah, Sinaloa cartel. That's definitely Mexico.
Yeah, I mean that's where he ends up, right? Like that's where we think he's at. Because the other stuff I read about him was like that's where the FBI thinks he probably went, or just anywhere south of, South America.
No, but we watched that and see how big that was. Like they're talking about Idaho being a little like drug ring, but like that is like huge. Like how many? It was like probably about 5 kilos at most going through Idaho.
Right, and that it was wild because there's a great possibility that all is connected in some way. If we're talking about Sinaloa, right?
Yeah, they own everything. They kill
right.
About,
and then the stuff that's in Idaho is most likely also connected. We connected all that stuff and like all the bikers and everything in Idaho and all the movement right there at the top of the country, right before you get to Canada. There's highways that go north and south that are like not really that they're not well it's not that they're not well maintained, they're not or well managed, they're just not really managed. They're just not there's not state patrols on some of these places that are out in the middle of no place where you drive for 3 hours or how many hours you can go between gas stations.
But I don't think the Aryan Nation runs that area. I think it is the Sinaloa cartel.
In what area?
Like Idaho, that strip, like he talks about, like that strip. I don't think Aryans run that. I think it's all Mexico.
I think the two of them are not. I think they're two wings of the same bird.
Oh, you think they work for each other? Maybe.
I don't think that they're independent of what's going on. I think that the drug issue is not dependent on one or the other, is what I mean. Like, I think they can both distribute.
Coexist?
I think they can coexist, but I think they coexist in and of themselves. Like, I don't think it's two different things. I think we see two different things, but it's really not two different things.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, the big supply comes from them, so they don't care that they're doing it. I got you.
Right. Exactly. Like, maybe it's one thing, but, I guarantee you that whatever they're
all the
getting,
jeans are Gap, but they're allowed to sell Gap.
Right? Yeah, that was wild when they're like, and then he traded this many pounds of methamphetamine for this many pounds of cocaine. And I think, well, that seems like counterproductive, but not, I guess, technically not counterproductive at all. But like the wildness of the amounts of things like that are just mind bending. The values of it all are not.
I'm infatuated with that stuff. It's like, I love that shit.
Well, that's some like real hidden weird thing. Like, I was just honestly, the reason we're talking about this is because I thought, what other things can we talk about? We haven't talked about in a little bit is the FBI. And I mean, I know we like to talk about the FBI. So that was one of the reasons I brought it up, because I just was searching the FBI because I wanted to see what was new. And this was new to me, even though it was 4 months old and we missed that bigger group of all those people getting arrested. And I did find longer videos, all about the initial case and like finding out all those things. But I don't want to watch it. We don't want to.
You know what I'm thinking? How many? They said that guy took out a few people, right?
It sounded like at least a few.
Like the Idaho 4 seems like a murder case, and this is like a drug case with like people being killed too. Like, it's just weird the way. Like,
did you watch?
Like, it has, like, one's being looked at as a total. It's a murder, Like, and this is like they killed about 10 people, but it's a drugs. It's just weird.
So,
right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right?
I do. That's what I was going to ask, if you saw the new Jay Embry videos.
Some of them I've seen.
Okay. Because I chat listeners. We like Jay Embry. And he makes good points, and kind of what Eric's getting at, which makes decent sense too, is that in the bigger scheme of a murder that was maybe not what it looks like to you and I.
Yeah.
4 people drunk and sleeping. It's not really
Yeah, like when you have like say you have 20 people across Canada and half the U.S. opposed to 4 people in a small town. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
that's what I was thinking.
And I don't know how it could be connected, but it's very interesting, and it's definitely the same sort of
Yeah,
network of humans.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they arrest 20 of them, and 20 more come out.
Yeah. Ducky says the brutality of Idaho fits, except they would not have left survivors. Yeah.
Totally agree. Get to yep.
I agree too. We did a walkthrough of the house, like in a 3D model of the house. I did a walkthrough of the house. And when you come downstairs from upstairs, you're passing Dylan's bedroom and the door opens in. And I thought if you had your back to that and the door was like barely cracked open and it was dark in the house with no light coming from inside the room, I think you could get away with not noticing that, like if the intruder, allegedly whoever was walking past the door, only the person's back would be to her as they were leaving.
You know what I heard? They talked about the 911 call.
Uh-huh.
Everybody says they weren't calling 911. They were telling a story. Like, well, it was a story more than a call.
I noticed that. I saw in Reddit on the in the Reddit Idaho 4 subreddit.
You're digging deep in Reddit, huh?
Yeah, I know, nerdy.
4chan is next.
Yeah, no kidding. We're like the dark YouTubes.
Darknet.
the dark webs. The video or the image I found was from some Facebook thing, so just like jumping between every social media thing that it could have been involved in. But it was a picture, and it said, I asked my 18-year-old, I believe, and 13-year-old what they thought, and I could be wrong, way wrong. And I just look, y'all, I could be wrong. What they thought about these texts, and one of the things they said that I thought was wild was when it says, yeah, man, or whatever, that they're saying your man and not yeah, man. Like if I said yeah, man to you in a text, you'd be like, yeah, man. Like, yeah, that's how you and I would be talking. Yeah. But if we were like 20, you'd be like, ya man, ya boy.
Oh, and who said that? Dylan or Bethany?
It was Dylan. I think it was Bethany too, Dylan. Yeah, you dude. What the heck? What the F? Thanks. Thank you, Mr. Mandal. I should have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. What the fuck? That was that one.
I think Bethany has the knife.
I think the whole thing is still wild. There's that many texts, and we showed the texts that we had, and then we went back. There was like 2 more texts that were outside of that. Like, how is that a full? How are you understand what the other person said to even begin that message?
I got him here. I got 10:23.
Yeah.
Dylan makes a text to Kaylee. Please answer. To Maddie, are you up? To Kaylee, are you up?
Okay.
Dylan called her dad, text her dad at 11:35.
All right. Is that weird?
Yeah.
What did she say to her dad?
Why don't you text your dad at freaking 5 o'clock in the morning? Like, what? I would text my, like, you text your dad at the end? Like, I would text my dad right away. I mean, if I was a 20-year-old girl.
I would have called 911 right away, but I mean.
And you remember that? Remember back, like, a while ago? There was an article about Dylan and her dad, or maybe it was a text or something, and her dad said he'd, like, do anything for her. And it was, like, public.
All right. Some people talk weird to their kids, and that sounds weird. And maybe
it was like I could have been a better dad to you guys, but I would do anything for you now. I mean, it was out there.
Yeah. See, I put it up on the screen. Do you see it? It's your dude. What the fuck? Not You dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, that sounds like Bethany because she also said shut the fuck up. STFU.
Yeah. Yeah. It was Bethany. So like, isn't that wild? I know now we're off in a different tangent. Thanks y'all for joining us. Yeah, like that's wild in and of itself anyways, like the whole text messages. But what was the other ones that we didn't? What was the
There's one 1150 J bro.
Yeah. Bro.
J bro. J or it was from J and it said bro. I don't know, like yeah, it looks like it was from J and it said bro.
I mean, like,
Jack. There's a lot. Who's a J? Like,
and that is from Jack to Dylan or from Dylan?
No. It just says J. I mean, J could be. I would think J would be somebody named J, but
well, there was multiple Jacks involved.
There was no J, right?
Jack.
No, I mean,
but no actual
like Jason J. Yeah.
No one named Jay. Like, even though that, yeah, no, not that name directly. If you're worried somebody's still in the house, I'd call other phones and hope some stranger would flee. Yeah, I could see some people may say bro could be right over. I want to know why they said I'm so confused right now. Like, why confused? Because they knew the people there. Bros could be right over. Oh, I see what you're saying, Cat K. Bro, be right over, not bro.
Yeah, Hunter Johnson. Wow, good call.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Because he's the person that they called. But we're still not seeing any explanation, in my humble opinion, tell me, Tat, of the 8-hour time difference. Sleeping through it, being scared or whatever time in the morning, go to the other room and nodding off.
I come there was no like red stuff. No one's seen like how do you a scene like that? Nothing red around? Nothing. No one's seen any red stuff.
Look, I could understand college life and like maybe some like jokey parties around that time of year. Halloween things still going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, one of the kids outside said it smelled like death.
Oh, I bet it did. Oh.
When the cop walked up, he said death.
Like, yeah, I bet it smelled
that's documented.
Real bad. Real disgustingly bad. Yeah. Also, why the F did they mention Ethan? Did they not mention Ethan? Is he supposed to be Hunter's best? Yeah. You're like, did nobody have Ethan's number? I don't know. Like, here's the thought. Here's one thought I had when you said that, Ducky, about the first person or call the person's phone. And I go, like, if you were kind of scared that someone might know you are also there, how much like connectivity, like if you called that phone, if you called the phone and some psychopath answered the phone and then you were on speakerphone from the other room and yada, then they found you. I guess that is kind of a weird thought process to have. Like, you watch too many scary movies and you're like, well, I better not call them. Then they'll know I'm here.
And what happened to I couldn't get the door open, so I had to get this guy to open the door. So that must have took place when did that take place? At 11, 10:30, 9?
Oh, yeah, that's why they called Hunter Johnson in the first place, right? To open Jimmy the door, because Ethan wasn't.
Yeah, but obviously you had to see something. If you're Jimmy in the door, it's being blocked, and you got the door open, you had to see. That's like.
Look, I think from everything we saw, and I think Rage Cat, hey, Ducky, what do you guys think? That the blood on the outside is not, what was it? Turns out it was not really her blood.
Pizza sauce.
That's a fake picture.
Pizza sauce.
See, Rach is answering you. Did you see that? Christy told Drunk Turkey it was blocked by Ethan's door. Blood smells. Yeah, homicide. Yeah, body smell real bad, Ducky. Either Mabbit's all BS or the people in the house are BS.
Yeah, Mabbit's a mess.
Yeah, the whole thing, because we're those kind of people again, tinfoil hat. You know, like the
Yeah,
whole
but it's
thing.
not really a tinfoil hat. It's just like
Well, I mean, up
sort,
until
yeah.
some of this stuff is like recently put out, but it still gives you some pause to like what actually does this add up to? Like, you know, we talked about the other day. I know we're talking about COVID. Sorry, we talked about the other day the car, like the photo of the car, and they're like, you can't even tell what kind of car that is. Like, you can't. And Eric and I are familiar with Hyundais.
Yeah. I got an Elantra. It's
Yeah,
not white.
yeah. Yeah, it's not the white one. He opted out of white, but you can't tell my car. I have a Hyundai, and it looks like every other Hyundai in that body shape on the road.
No, mine is different though. Mine is totally different than
The car for sure.
Yeah,
I think the car for sure. I have one of their like SUV things, and I think they all look the same across the board. It's just what you want on the inside, I guess, or what color.
This guy did it. He didn't drive his car there. No way. He's not that stupid.
If I ran like that guy's supposed to be able to run, I would have just run there.
Track star, 9 miles a day.
Not that far. It's really not that far. It's a 15
especially with full adrenaline.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be running in circles. They're like he passed the house 8 times that night, going however many miles an hour you go.
4:30 at night, you can just take off. Nobody around, no cars, nothing.
Yeah.
You can do a 6-minute mile, a guy like him, at least, probably quicker, but 6-minute mile easy, and then you're scot-free. He has that app. They have a running app that they supposedly have for him, Stratus.
I think they have, and we talked about this. I think it's all going to be digital evidence. All you have to do is be anywhere within so many yada of the house to connect to Wi-Fi, to connect to oven things that are in the house that connect to Bluetooth or whatever that like pick you up at all. To be like, are you trying to connect to Bluetooth? Like, oh no, I was in airplane mode or something.
I don't want to change the subject. Oh, sorry, but
no, let's change the subject. Sorry.
Did anybody watch the Lori Vallow the other night? What a wreck!
That lady.
She was a mess,
are you guys following Lori Vallow? I have a hard time following her. She's the devil.
She did a Dateline, and she was like so obnoxious to Keith.
She's so pretentious for no reason. Like she, lady's villain, right? She's not a villain. She killed her kids.
It's like, how do you know that, Keith? How do you know that? How do you know I did that? Who told you that? I'm not in jail. Like she's like, I'm not guilty.
Yeah, exactly. Huh? No, not me. What? Huh? No. Yeah.
It's like you bought wedding rings. She's like, no, those are for my niece.
Yeah, definitely not me. No, that's funny though.
She had 5 husbands.
Is that all?
Yeah. So then she went to jail. She probably would have picked up a couple more.
What about the do you guys want to watch the video that I found about a witness who followed that speaks after the death row inmate execution, since that's kind of what Kohberger is. I mean, we're going to talk about the Diddy list.
Yeah. Put that on.
But let's check out that, and then we'll get on the Diddy list thing, because this was interesting to me, because now that we're talking about Kohberger.
And after this, I want to go over Better real quick, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the heartbreak. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Oh, geez.
It'll be quick, but after this.
I know. I'm just saying. We'll talk about it. Hold on one second.
My name is Jeffrey Collins. I'm with the Associated Press. That's JEFFREYCOLLINS. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of walk you through what I saw today. So the curtain opened. It was about, looking at my notes, it was about 6:01, maybe a little bit after that. And the curtain opened. Brad Siegman was strapped into the chair. Unlike other death executions I've seen, he was in a black jumpsuit, had black Crocs like shoes on. He was completely strapped in. It looked like there was a harness over him. There was a strap over his head. His ankles were shackled. He had a covering over his mouth that, was from about here down. When the curtain opened, he looked towards his attorney who was on the front row of the witness. They kind of exchanged. They had an exchange. I couldn't tell because his mouth was covered what they were mouthing back and forth to each other, but it looked like he was just saying he was okay to his attorney, Sigmund did. At that point, they had the attorney came out and read the final statement. When the final statement was read, well, let me back up one step. He had a target over his heart when the curtain opened. It was already there. It was a little rectangle white paper, or I'm assuming it was paper, could have been cloth. They had a bullseye on it. It had one outer ring and one inner ring on it. It was red. The bullseye was red.
No proof they put a bullseye on
final
it.
Statement.
Wow, yeah, just in case.
When that was finished, a prison employee got a hood.
Like it's a state fair.
Over Sigmund's head.
Yeah, no kidding.
Then that prison employee walked from the chair the 15 feet over to where there's a brick wall, and at that point there's a black shade, like one of those shades that you pull down and it rolls up. So that there's a black shade there. The prison employee lifted up the shade, and then from that point it was a little less than 2 minutes of nothing at that moment. I mean, you could see Brad Sigmund took several pretty deep breaths, and then suddenly the shots rang out at, I believe Christy said it was 6:05 and 50 seconds. At that point, you did see a small red stain on Sigmund's chest. It was irregularly shaped, but oval, if that makes sense. I mean, like it wasn't like a circle. It was an oval shape. I saw it looked like he may have taken a couple of his chest rose and fell about 2 times immediately after the shots. You could see a tiny piece of like tissue or something that was coming out of that. At that point, also his arm tensed up when he got shot. There's kind of this brief moment of tensing. After that, the doctor was in there fairly quickly, less than a minute after the shots came. Couldn't see exactly what the doctor did because my viewpoint was blocked from his back, but he did an examination for about 90 seconds, and then he walked back towards the other side of the room, walked from left to right as I'm viewing, and then that's when the prison employee announced 6:08 is the time of death. And the only other thing I might add is when they came out after the shoot, they pulled the shade back down. I'm going to let Anna go next and see if she wants to add anything. Go ahead.
I want to bring in NBC News medical.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Like, I saw that happen. I sent Eric a photo of the setup, and it sounds like there was the actual setup.
Yeah, that was intense. That was pretty cool.
Is it weird that they shoot towards a brick wall?
That was what was behind it, right? But wasn't there a bunch of like, I don't know, look like kind of wine casts or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know if that was a real photo. That was a thumbnail for whoever, but it's that description of how it was set up kind of sounds like it was. That was really kind of gross, wild. What a wild situation. Oh my goodness. That guy he bludgeoned his ex-girlfriend's parents to death, y'all. So it wasn't like I mean he was due on death row.
Dead man walking.
Yep. He wasn't like a possibility that somebody else did it. He did it, and he got that punishment. But that's wild. That had been how long? How many decades? Like that somebody had been killed like that. I can't. I was trying to look it up, but it was. I know they just said it.
What was the question?
Oh, just like how long it'd been since somebody had been shot. The last time somebody had been shot by firing squad, and it was like 15 years.
Yeah, I remember Jay Lawson was trying to get rid of it that day.
Yeah. I mean, 1977. It sounds like it was 1977.
I mean, you could not put a bullseye on him. I think you should, but if you're trying to like trim it down a little.
That part is, yeah. I mean,
you might as well just put 500 points.
It's how it's like a piece of paper, the way the guy described it.
That's what I mean. Like you're the police at the firing range.
Yeah. Like, and don't forget to pit that part.
But ain't it like 5 guys and nobody knows which, like, something like they all shoot and no one knows who did it or something like that?
Is lead cheaper than chemicals, Ducky? There's a good question because I know bullets are expensive.
Hey.
I don't know what they give people to kill them. I mean, I'd
Why don't you give them fentanyl? They probably got a ton of that in the fucking confiscation place.
Yeah, no kidding. Could they could that be a trade-off for the skier? Could he come back in and be like, look, I'm just giving you this fentanyl and you can use it for whatever. Like that guy's minimum sentence is life sentence.
Here's your sentence. Do this till you're dead.
Gary Gilmore, Ducky. Is that who it was? Firing squad by choice? Let me look.
By choice. This is no really good choice.
If you say so.
Yeah. I'll take 95.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
that's my choice. 95.
Yeah. He's like, let's see, Utah prison here. What was his deal? Gilmore, executed by firing squad, 1977. Yep.
What did he do?
Yep. Murdered. He murdered people. His let's see here. Gilmore was born this day. I'm trying to find the actual charges. I'm like, additional information. No, tell me the exact reason. Two murders he admitted to committing in Utah. Let's see. He's the first person in almost 10 years to be executed in the United States. Oh, so he was the first person in 10 years to be executed. That back then.
Yeah, I think back then, I'm like, you know what? Let's just kill someone this month, like this year. You know, like see if it works.
Yeah, like
there's a lot of crime going on. We're gonna have to kill someone and see if it stops.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Gary started a small car theft ring with his friends. That was his first arrest. And then he did more car theft. Looks like I'm looking for whatever his big deal was that got him here. He clearly murdered people, right? You didn't just go to death row for that. But he's got a long list of things here. Murders. He robbed and murdered Max Jensen, a gas station employee in Orange. He killed 2 students from Brigham Young University. And then,
3's enough.
Yeah, I think so. I think 1 was probably enough. Then he killed, that's a lot of people. So, I mean, interesting that you can request that, right? But I don't think Coburg is requesting anything. I don't think anybody on that site is requesting anything other than try to get the death penalty dropped.
Yeah.
So I know we talked about, you guys want to talk about all the names on the list.
Let me go over Bedrow real quick.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Bring it.
Where are you? My notes. Sorry. Okay. So Mark Bedrow was denied for Karen Reed's case because he represents Turtle Boy.
Yeah.
And some of the same charges against him or the same people involved against Turtle Boy are involved in Karen Reed's, like Proctor. And so the information he could have information to give to Karen about from Turtle Boy's case, and that's not legal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like conflict of interest, and that would give them an advantage, even though, if you look at it this way, the prosecution is prosecuting both of them, so they get all the information and no one says anything, right? Ain't that weird?
Right.
Like, it's only the prosecution is like, they're the prosecution and they get everything, but in this way, the defense can't have everything. But no, it's so they don't want the Turtle Boy's info going to Karen. But if Turtle Boy dropped Bedrow, or he gets his case ends, Beto can actually reapply because it's over and there's nothing that he can get. Like, he could give to Karen because his case is over, or he dropped him. Like that's I mean, best case scenario. I mean, I don't know what's going on now, but I mean that's what I got out of it. And yeah, that's like basically it.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense, though. I mean, it makes sense. It's
Yeah, and the same thing happened in Donna Adelson. She was trying to get Charlie's lawyer, like, and Charlie said he wasn't waiving it. She for his mother. I mean, I don't know, but like, so the same thing happened there. She couldn't have that Charlie's lawyer.
Oh yeah, and that's and also like when those cases, the dates for Turtle Boy are basically the same days. How is he going to prepare to be in court for both those cases? And they're like a day apart.
Yeah, then people are like, oh, asking like Peter, like, well, can you just do it on the outside? And Peter's like, you don't do things like that. It's just you don't like, he's like, you don't do that.
No, yeah, there's
like, it's unethical. Lawyers kind of make their own rules, and you just won't feel good about doing that.
No, I mean, no, I don't think you would feel good about doing that.
Because someone like Beto won't do it. You just have too much class, and like.
Yeah, he respects himself. Plus, he's like, he doesn't want to put any, because if he comes in and there anything comes up while he's doing Turtle Boy case, anything comes up that leads, that is something weird, could just ruin the whole thing for him anyway. So,
well, the best case scenario is Turtle Boy's case being dismissed, or like whatever it is. Say if it's on this Friday or something. If it's dismissed this Friday, Beto could reapply for Karen Reed because the trial until April.
Is it this Friday?
No, I'm just guessing. I don't know what it is.
I thought it was April 2nd. Did anybody see that? I was pretty sure.
If it's April 2nd, then it wouldn't even be in the question. No, it's got to be before that.
I feel like
I think it's on March 17th, the same day as or the day before Karen's trial.
All right.
Like Karen's like the Lumine.
Oh yeah.
The Lumine, is that how you say it? Lumini?
Lumini.
Lumini.
Yeah.
I like that word, Lumini.
It's a cool word. So we talked about that stuff. What do you guys think? You guys want to look at them lists? Let's see if I can get them in order pulled up. Maybe. What do we got? Oh, it's so small. Can you guys read it? I thought I enhanced it. That one's a little better. There we go. Can you all read that?
No.
Eric.
I'm blind. No, but I got my glasses on too.
I attempted to doctor and like enhance this.
No, I know I screwed up. I was trying to get them printed, but I couldn't work the printer.
Happy Faces could thank you. You can read it. So we're looking at, this is the list that this
you know what else I printed? I had the Epstein list too. I wanted to compare the two.
Oh, well, get it out. Let's see what's going on.
I have it. It's in my pictures. So maybe I could let me see. Media assets.
Don't kick yourself out of here. I'll have to start talking this.
What do I got to do? Media assets?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wait.
Add layover or whatever.
No, is that yours or
yeah, that was the one I already had on screen. But you gotta set it, add it.
Wait.
This one is. Oh, that's a different one. That's the
one.
Wait,
what do I got here?
You have to hit add overlay.
Oh, okay, add.
Yeah.
All right, this is it.
And you put that in there, and we can't.
That's the Epstein list right there.
Okay, here. Let's go. I'm gonna hide this one.
It's even smaller than yours.
Let's go Epstein list first. This is crazy. I will put this into our community page, but I'll make it you can actually look at it. I can actually zoom in and enhance it a lot.
Sophie, I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
The thumbnail really popped.
You like that?
But when I went into YouTube, I was like, "Whoa, what's this?" I'm like, "Oh, that's us."
It is us. Yeah, I liked it.
It was awesome. No, it's good.
I thought it was cool.
I think it was the pink that really got me.
It was?
Or Oprah.
It was Oprah. Yeah, because I made it and I was like, yeah, it looks good. And I was like, oh, I forgot to add Oprah. And I was kind of looking for more hand gestures from everybody because that was kind of funny that they kept finding pictures of people doing hand gestures. And I thought, how appropriate, Hollywood. Crazy people.
All right. So this
But
is the Epstein list.
This is the Epstein list. And if y'all can or can't read, I'm not going to read through this whole one because this is a lot. And the other one had like newer, whatever. A lot of people on this list are deceased already. And I wonder, the Epstein list, your Epstein list here, Al Gore, I'm just in the A's. Alec Baldwin. Oh my goodness. No, I'm unsurprised actually. I don't know. But here's the person that's definitely on both lists. Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Is Oprah on this list?
Haven't gotten to O yet. Let's see. Oprah. There she is. She is. Yep.
Taylor Swift.
both lists. Oprah. Both lists. Let's see.
Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
On both. I know she's on Diddy's.
Kamala is not on this list. She is on the Diddy list, on the other hand. Barack Obama is on this list.
Is he on both? He might be on both.
I didn't see him on the other list, but I feel like he is on the other list. And maybe I didn't pull it up in the Rihanna's on both lists. I believe Robert De Niro might be on both lists.
That makes sense.
JayZ is on this list. Surprise.
What about Leo? Leo on both?
This definitely, let's see. I don't have Leo on this list. Leonardo DiCaprio not on this list. Definitely
Trump?
on the other list.
What about Trump? Is Trump on both?
Let's see. Trump. Epstein Island visitors. Let's see. Trump is suspiciously not on this list. Even though we knew he was there, we know we've seen photos, right?
You know what to blow your mind? Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah.
He's on Epstein's, right?
Let's see if he's on both. Yeah, he's
he's
not on Epstein's, but he is on the other one.
Oh, is he? Oh, I thought he was on Epstein's.
No, I don't see him on here unless he's under Hawk. Like if he's they're under their first names. People are
Steven,
under,
right?
Yeah, but I mean, we got Stephen Collins, Colbert, Spielberg, Tyler. All those Stevens. The embarrassment for all of them. Madonna's on both of them. Here's Madonna over here. Miley Cyrus, both of them.
Taylor Swift.
I do not see Taylor on this list. Interesting. What was her boyfriend's name? That football player?
Oh, Kelsey. No. Michael Jordan. Is he on both?
Oh, that's a good point. Let's see.
I know he's on Diddy's.
He's definitely on Diddy's, which is interesting to say the least when we talk about. I don't see Michael Jordan on this list. Naomi Campbell's on this list, and I'm pretty sure she's also on that other list. I'm 90% positive she's on that.
We can't see chat.
Pharrell is on here.
Anybody in chat want to ask any questions?
Oh yeah, sorry, chat. Let's see. I'm surprised they kept the list also.
Can you see chat, Sophie?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't see it. No, I can't. So see if they want to know any names.
Let's see. Can you see chat now?
No, I can't. I get that. If I hit these buttons, will everything go away? But okay, yeah, maybe
They were all looking for financial advice, this Ducky. I am surprised they kept a list. You can zoom in if you looked at it. Let me pull up. So that was the Epstein list, and then let's pull up the lists I have here. Okay, this is 1 through 10. Let's hear this one instead. Okay, here you go. Here's the Diddy list. And if you can't read it, I got JayZ and Beyonce and J-Lo. Surprise.
Shocker.
No way. And then these are people, it lists underneath like JayZ. It says, as both a friend and fellow music mogul, JayZ has been a regular guest at many of Diddy events, including the famous White Party.
They give it a little synopsis of what.
Yeah, they give you like exactly. I'm like, they're all, but it's all kind of cheesy because a lot of them are kind of the same. Like we get down to number 4 is Kanye, and it says Kanye, another heavyweight in the music industry, has been spotted at multiple Diddy hosted events, including music industry celebrations and fashion related parties.
What does it say about Kamala?
Oh, let's see. I'm not to that page yet. Here's Leo, though. I get Kim Kardashian. Goes to the birthday parties. Here's Naomi Campbell. She is a longtime friend of Diddy, often present at glamorous events, especially his exclusive yacht parties at St. Bart's. In St. Bart's, it's another country, right? Or is it?
So yeah, it's like an island, I think.
Is it British Virgin Islands? So you're
I
like,
think it's like St. Croix, St. Bart's, St.
Yeah.
Thomas. They're all the same. They're all in that same area, right?
we are going to need bigger whiteboards. I agree, Ducky. This is just the first 9. There's Usher, surprise. I saw Usher in the LA airport one time.
We can't afford Hector to project yet.
Yeah, I mean, but and then we go here. There's Stacey Abrams. Oh, this is a weird. Those lists broke it off into weird sections. Like we're like, oh, here's Rihanna. This is like where it went politicians to whatever. So I'll redo this list somehow. But I broke it.
They have the royals at the bottom.
Yeah. So this was Rihanna, Mariah Carey, Pharrell. That's what I said. Pharrell and Rihanna both. Paris Hilton on both lists. Justin Bieber's on this list. Hailey Bieber also on this list. 50 Cent, Kendall and Kylie Jenner, which I believe are other Kardashians, right? That's more of the Kardashian sisters.
No, those are Caitlyn's kids.
Oh.
Just kidding.
I actually fell for that for like 3 seconds. I was like, oh yeah, I got you. Little Kim, Drake, Snoop. I hold my head low knowing my buddy Snoop's on here. Alicia Keys, that's weird, right? That
was Tupac on there? Might have went there before. Or Biggie?
They're not on.
Or they don't count because they're deceased.
I don't think they count because they're deceased.
Yeah.
But maybe they. I mean, you should still be on the list. Here's the politicians part of the list. The list nobody wants to admit to. It's like Stacey Abrams, who I believe was Joe Biden's campaign person, head campaign manager.
Yeah.
And then you got Kamala Harris, and I can't read you. Put a little mark around here. Charlie Rangel. I don't know that guy. Maxine Waters. Rahm Emanuel, Michael Bloomberg. There's a rich guy, huh? There's the old mayor. When did they kick Bloomberg out? How long ago was Bloomberg kicked out?
Bloomberg, I think it was Adams. Was that Bloomberg before?
Yep, Adams is on here too.
Was Bloomberg before Adams? Was this?
I think so.
Yeah, no. The other guy was DeSantis, whatever his name was.
Okay, yes. So they got.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't remember anybody's names though. You're from there.
No, I'm saying I think his name was DeSantis, and Bloomberg was before him. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because Bloomberg was a while ago. It wasn't, but Adams is the last guy who just.
And Giuliani was before Bloomberg. Or?
Oh, really? No, come on, really?
Was it Bloomberg then Giuliani?
There wasn't anybody between there.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I mean, that's like.
What about the news guys? What about the news guy's brother? That was before Giuliani.
Oh no, yeah, Cuomo.
Yeah.
Yo, so what's the deal with that? This guy gets fired from governor and he can run for mayor? No. Oh, okay. You fucked up there. Okay, you can go do this now. Like, how the fuck does that work?
I don't know.
No, I'm just wondering.
Yeah. I'm like,
I got fired from being the fucking governor, but now I'm gonna run for mayor. Like,
yeah.
Politics. Oh, that's what you call politics.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's kind of like the cops, right? Where they bounce between cities. They're like, oh, you got kicked out of here for doing what to what? Oh, it's all right.
I'm going to send you to a quieter place. You don't have to beat people up because there's no crime.
Yeah. Or, exactly. We're next up. You got to go
right.
for
Tangent,
the Catholic Church.
Politics and cops. Strike.
There's more lists though, and I don't have images of them. When I try to add them to the screen, it tried to kick me out right
So was
now.
it Prince Andrew was there? Like, what is it? Prince Andrew or King Andrew? What is he?
It's Prince Andrew for sure. It was on there. Oh yeah, it's the royalty one. That's weird. Why
Who's the
don't
big shot? What's his name? The big king or prince? What's his name?
What do you mean, Prince? What do you mean the king of Prince?
No. Like, ain't there an older guy?
Harry. Oh, Harry. Prince Harry was on there.
Prince Harry. Yeah, but what's the dad's or whatever? Andrew. Andrew. He's the older guy, right?
It's Andrew. Yes, it's Fergie's. That was Fergie's husband.
Okay.
And he is a family embarrassment, in my humble opinion, of not being from Europe, just like not really understanding him as a royal.
What happens in America stays in America.
Yeah, that guy just gets in trouble all the time. That was kind of my point. Like, he's all like, no big deal. Here I am, photos with a prostitute. No big deal.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah. I'm a royal. So he's and he's like the shameful person in the family, and then his brother is the king. So, I mean, there's that. His brother.
He's on Epstein's list too.
Yep. And then like Prince Harry, but both lists, Princess Beatrice, also British royal family. She's on there. She's on the list. Princess Eugenia or Eugenie. I think it's Eugenie.
Did I read this right? Jaguar's on the list?
Yeah, but then I saw today, and I didn't get to watch it yet, videos, multiple videos, and one was that Murad Merali that we all like.
Oh, yeah, I read that thumbnail, yeah.
I saw the thumbnail and I was going to watch it, that she's already debunked it, and that wouldn't surprise me. But that leads me back to the woman who supplied us with this list. None of this is super surprising. None of the people on this list are super surprising. I feel like you could be some long-term employee that somehow was like in housekeeping, or maybe you moved cars or did something. I don't know how much people with that much money probably pay people to do all sorts of weird shit, right?
How's chat?
Chat's looking good. I didn't know that you couldn't read chat. I'm sorry. Ducky's asking. Ducky's telling me about. I'm sorry. I was even answering you, Ducky, and I'm
trying to get rid of this stuff that's in my way so I can read chat, but it's not working.
Oh, I see here. This is Cuomo wasn't fired. He resigned. Wink, wink.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Ducky wants all the Republicans and religious leaders' names. Prince Andrew's national security threat, I guess. And Prince Harry does not get IPP security status. No, he's like another. See, that's funny, right? Like I noticed that. I thought that on the other list that his brother was on here, but looks like the spare was on here, which I think is, I can't, because he wrote that book and the deprivation and cheesiness of it was like.
I have all the lists.
You have the rest of the list?
Yeah, I have them all. Yeah.
I see that my list ends here at Princess Charlotte.
Is this one different?
My list ends at Princess Charlotte.
What did I just put up? Is that yours?
That's that's mine. I put that up already.
Okay.
That's Epstein's list. We can go back over that though. I mean, Epstein still.
What do I got to go to overlay? How do I do this?
Yeah, did you already download it into the overlay?
Yeah, I got it on my thing. Yeah, I just gotta find it. All right. 1, 2, 3. Add.
There you go.
Is that it?
Is this it?
Yeah, what does that say?
You're like, I can't read it. I can't zoom in on it.
I should have put 3 of them up. I don't know if they're.
Yeah, this is like, I can't see it because this is the one that I broke down already. Like, this is JayZ.
Try this one. Is that a different one?
Yeah, but I mean, you can't read it because it's too small. This is the same one with JayZ. This is the one that I broke in half and like put it on our screen already. The Meek Mill one. I already broke these 2 down, didn't I?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's Kamala Harris, and this is the one with the one on the bottom here is this other one.
That's the one that overlaps. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got this one. Is the one
I have the same thing you have. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I just broke them down. But that other one that you had that had JayZ's name on it, on the other hand, is not right here. That's the one that I don't
Okay,
have.
so which one was that? Was that this one?
Let me see here. It's this one. It's oh, there you go. Oh, we did have that one. Never mind. Yeah, we had them all. That's just the you just had the longer version. I had broken them in half so that we could.
This is big for me. I have this is my first overlay.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm learning.
Good job. Too small.
Oh, but Diddy was also charged this week with
oh yeah, this is a big
with the
deal.
workers, right? Wasn't he like having like people working like under bad conditions and not enough money? Like factory working?
Yeah. This is more of the RICO charges. It's this new charge, the newest charge for Diddy, I believe. Also, minimum sentence might be life in prison. Let me pull it back up here because I was looking at that. Is a forced labor. That is the new indictment. Is federal prosecution?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Forced labor, which is just it's gonna get him a lot of trouble here. It looks like Combs denied allegations of forced labor, but yeah. Forced employees to work long hours and threatened to punish those who do not assist in his 2-decade sex trafficking scheme. Combs, 55, still faces a scheduled May 5th trial in Manhattan on federal charges.
Sophie, you know how we could get the list? You got the Scott Baio tape?
Oh, I don't have it right now, but we can. I know.
For all us old timers, remember Joni Loves Chachi and Charles in Charge?
Yeah.
Well, Scott Baio has a video where he reads the Diddy list. Why him? Who knows? But it's pretty I don't know why he's doing it. But it's pretty funny.
That is funny though. You know what? We can share that one. I can share that in the community on our community page, a video to watch with Scott Baio.
Chachi.
Yeah, it's racketeering. This is what it says though. This is this is part of the racketeering sex trafficking charges, right? In prostitution. So I mean, this is part of that whole RICO case. It's just the part that's being shown to us.
Oh, you know, I heard release that list. That one girl, what's her name? Parham or something?
Yeah, this is the woman.
Yeah, she released this list, right? Supposedly.
Yeah. What do you know about her?
No, I thought she's one of the victims.
I think so, but I didn't really. I only heard her name for a minute, but I didn't actually get to see.
No, she's a big victim. She has a big case. I can't.
It sounded like she'd been at all the parties.
Yeah, well, no, I think she was actually
working
assaulted too.
Oh,
I thought she was assaulting. I gotta find her name. I wrote it down today.
Wait, was she assaulted or assaulting?
Assaulted. Sorry.
Yeah,
assaulted
that makes...
with Pepper.
I didn't see Salt and Pepper on the list. That's good. I mean, if we're talking about decades.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, some of the people you would have thought would be on the list, if you're going back 20 years, you're going back some people. Like I said, I saw Usher in the LAX airport, and that had to have been 20 years ago. That is a very, very beautiful person. Very beautiful.
Who, Usher?
Yeah, he was a very lovely man. But it was him and his handler. I saw him and another guy, and they were moving through LAX. There was not a moment of stopping or signing autographs. It was him and a huge dude.
Yeah, Ashley Parham, I believe is her name.
Yep, Parham. Yeah.
Ashley Parham.
Yep.
And I believe she's a victim.
Yeah, is she a victim? Was she brought there? She's not like Hollywood elite.
I think she's like just one of those people who were working and got like taken advantage of.
Yeah, well, it seems like if you're gonna have a party here at any of these places, you're hiring, I'd say, what do you think, Eric? You wait tables on a small scale when you have a busy table, busy night, busy Christmas, birthday, wedding, whatever party you got going on. If you have this many people, you have what, 30 people on staff?
Oh, 30? I don't know. I mean, you got dancers, like, and then you got like hookers, and then I mean,
Yeah, I just meant crew. I meant like
oh,
I meant
well,
door
I
guy.
mean well, if you're a hooker and you're working, that's crew.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. It's true. Like paid staff. So you think if there's 200 people at this party, 100 of them are getting paid?
Yeah, but I think it's more like 500, 200.
Do you think about 700 people fit in that house?
Well, I mean, coming and going. No, maybe that's too many.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I guess it's kind of elite. Maybe we'll go 200.
Well, I mean,
75.
These names on the list are insanely elite. Let's start there. Elite. Barack Obama.
Well, look at it this way. He's got 120 charges, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably 120 workers, right?
At least.
Yeah, so I guess
over like a period of what they say, 2 decades. It's decades long.
Yeah. So I'm saying, so maybe we could say it's like, I mean, there's liars in there, and there's people who didn't come forward. So maybe it's 120.
I hope he has some people that testify that are like some of the folks that came forward in the last couple RICO cases that I watched, because some of the people that came forward in that one that was super long. What was it? Why? Whatever.
How's chat?
It's going good. I see Ducky.
I feel lost because I can't see it. I feel like I'm.
Yeah, I don't know. How come you can't see it?
I got all these documents in front of me.
Eric.
If I hit new brand, would it go away? Or
if you hit what?
I got logo, overlay, all these documents in front of me. See?
Yeah, here, just you go like this, and I hide that. And then you hit those 3 dots. It goes true crime in real time, down arrow, and then 3 dots. And you hit those 3 dots. Oh, nope. Sorry, you hit comments next to the 3 dots. I don't know what it is on your phone, actually.
Where is it? The 3 dots?
Next to the 3 dots,
yeah,
it says
remove
comments.
intro video. Yeah, I got it.
Just hit comments. Don't cover criminal activity. Correct. Yeah, exactly, Ducky. The NDAs that those people signed, great point. And that is probably that's what brings us to this RICO charge, which is going to be the people who didn't get paid correctly, the people who came forward for lesser things than sexual or essays and all those things that they talk about. Like, hey, let me be frank with you. It's nice to see you, Frank. We stayed up late enough to see you.
Hey, Frank, how are you?
It's nice to see you, friend. Are you keeping up with these Diddy lists that we're talking about? I think that the people, like, so that we get to the RICO charges, there, I wonder how many people, because what we've seen. Eric.
No, I'm not touching. I was trying to do chat. I just don't want the chat to think I'm ignoring them.
Don't push any more buttons, Eric. He tried to kick us out. Do you guys see
I'm
that?
here. I'm trying.
It's all right. It's all right. We're new. Every day we're trying something different here. We're just running through it. This is fun. Frank knows too. How fun stream artists. And there's just a lot of times you just kick your but just don't push anymore because you're gonna.
I'm not. All right, it's time for Eric to go to bed.
All right. Well, then, in that case, maybe it is time for us to end for the evening.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, y'all. Right when Frank gets here.
Sorry, Frank. If Frank's used to the 2:30 in the morning show.
Well, we waited to the end to talk about the Diddy list.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We love you all. Appreciate it. And
thanks, Frank. We'll see you soon. We'll try to check in with you soon.
We'll be back soon.
Good night, y'all. Bye.
Our next show, I don't know. It's a mystery.
I think probably Tuesday. We'll probably see y'all.
Yeah, but what are we going to cover? Who knows?
Well, I mean, I don't know. We got a couple of days between now and then. Anything could happen.
Maybe I'll tell my story. Who knows?
Yeah, like Frank, when are you going to be live next? I'll ask you that. I mean, you're in a different time. Frank's over in a different time zone. today.
right.
Oh, it's see, exactly. It's Monday there already. Stop, really? Good night, happy faces. Good night, y'all.
Good night, happy. Thank you, happy.
Good night,
Okay,
Frank.
Frank.
It's only Sunday here, but I'll see you.
Get to Rach. Thank you.
See you soon, Rach.
Love you
Bye,
all.
Jay. Bye, guys.
Thank you. All right.